I signed our $1 million restaurant landmark over to our biggest competitor right in front of my business partner's face. My partner and I spent 6 years building an upscale steakhouse from a tiny food truck into $1 million local landmark. We split the profits 50-50, but our daily labor was entirely different. I spent 16 hours a day in the suffocating heat of the kitchen, managing the staff, cutting the dry-aged ribeyes, and creating the signature sauces that kept the dining room booked 3 weeks in advance. He wore tailored suits, handled the marketing, and managed our shared corporate bank accounts. I trusted him completely until last Tuesday night when our head chef showed me the digital ledger. My partner had secretly skimmed over $60,000 directly from our kitchen payroll and operational funds to build a private cocktail lounge downtown entirely under his own name. He literally stole from the cooks who sweated for him. I waited until the restaurant closed and the last diner left. I walked into his back office and slammed the printed bank statements onto his mahogany desk. I tried to talk to him calmly, demanding he transfer the money back to the payroll account and pay our past due meat distributors. He didn't even flinch. He just leaned back in his leather chair, swirled his glass of expensive bourbon, and laughed right in my face. "You need to relax," he said, his voice dripping with arrogance. "I'm the face of this company. I built the brand and I bring the high-end clients through the door. You just cook in the back. Without me, you're just a line cook. The money is spent and you're just gonna have to deal with it." Hearing him call me nothing but a line cook after 6 years of burns and bleeding over a grill broke my loyalty instantly. For 3 days, I didn't say a single word to him. I ran the kitchen in absolute cold silence, prepping the prime cuts and directing the line while he walked around the dining room snapping photos for social media, completely oblivious to the storm brewing behind the swinging doors. By Friday morning, I realized trying to reason with his arrogance was impossible. A cold, calculated calm washed over me. I didn't argue or threaten him with a long, expensive lawsuit that would drag out for years. Instead, I pulled up our original commercial lease from my safe and remembered one crucial detail. The building's master lease was signed solely under my personal LLC, not our shared corporation. I picked up my phone and called Marcus, the cutthroat owner of the massive franchise down the street who had been trying to buy our prime location for years. We met at a quiet coffee shop at noon. I didn't sell my shares of the business. Instead, I signed a legal, immediate management takeover agreement and a building sublease, giving Marcus's massive corporate entity total operational control of the physical space, the liquor license, and the menu. I showed Marcus the hidden payroll debt my partner had caused. Marcus signed the paperwork with a quiet, appreciative nod, looking at me with pure respect for the absolute leverage I held. He knew the game was over before it even started. At exactly 5 o'clock tonight, during our busiest Friday evening rush, the front doors of the restaurant swung open. The dining room was completely packed, filled with the clinking of wine glasses and the smell of sizzling steaks. My partner was standing proudly by the host podium when Marcus walked in wearing a sharp coat, flanked by 12 of his corporate kitchen managers and a team of private security. My smug smile instantly vanished as he stepped forward, demanding to know why our biggest rival was invading his dining room in front of our wealthiest regulars. I walked out of the kitchen wearing my white chef coat and met them in the center of the floor. The entire room grew quiet as the staff watched us. Without saying a single word, I reached into my pocket, pulled out the heavy brass master keys to the building, and dropped them directly into Marcus's open hand, alongside the master codes to our digital recipe vault. Marcus turned to his crew and ordered them to begin the operational transition immediately, replacing our digital point-of-sale system with their own corporate software. My partner stood completely paralyzed, his face turning pale as the realization hit him like a physical blow. He frantically pulled out his phone, waving his hands and trying to yell at the security guards, but Marcus simply handed him the legally notarized building sublease. His brand no longer had a building to sit in, a staff to command, or a kitchen to cook the food. The name on the sign outside meant absolutely nothing without the lease. He was completely powerless under his own roof. He looked across the floor at me, his eyes wide with a mix of panic. He looked like he wanted to scream, but the words wouldn't even come out.